Okay, well, hello and welcome to Couchtalks. We are WDKX Radio. We're based in Rochester, New York, right over the lake from y'all. We're one of the only Black-owned stations in the country. And we're just all about playing Black music and supporting our culture. And so I'm really excited to talk to you today about your new single that's out, because it's got a lot of people feeling some type of way. You got a lot of people feel some type. Was that your intention when you created the song?
I mean, I think we all knew it by the time we were finished with it. We weren't going into like, let's make a song that's gonna get everywhere. We didn't go in thinking like that. But
Okay.
as soon as we were done, we were like,
So that's really how you feel, and that's really like what you were going through, and you're like, let me put this in a song? Or were you touching into a character?
well, the whole project is a story. That's first and foremost. Everyone has to understand that. So, like, I know that people know us for giving different kinds of R&B and like ballads, love songs, heartbreak songs, all these things. But it's like, how do you get to the part in the story where the heart's broken if you don't show what happens, right? So this is really chapter one of
A saga.
a whole story. So that's first and foremost.
I love that.
But no, we definitely know that we talk to a lot of women, talk to a lot of men, and find that this seems to be a common thread and a common theme. And even though it's like a super uncomfortable conversation to have, someone's gonna have to have them if we're gonna keep progressing this, right? So if we got to be the ones to come and bring it to the table, here we are.
Conversation. Because when I listened to the song, because it was triggering for sure, and that's something I got to work through in therapy. But but I almost wonder, like, from your perspective of even like bringing this conversation to the table, where we are in society, where we are like as of this generation, do you believe, and like taking out the toxicity of it, what are your thoughts around monogamy and like romantic relationships?
I actually just learned. Pardon me?
Is it possible anymore?
I think it's possible for sure. But one thing that I definitely learned yesterday is this new word called open monogamy, which I just got informed about, which is super. Yeah, no, exactly. I had the same expression when I heard it. But what it is, and I think that a lot more people would, if they subscribe to this, would be able to have a successful relationship, is creating monogamy, almost like custom monogamy for your relationship. So it's being able to say to somebody, hey, look, okay, what are we cool with? What are we not cool with? Is flirting cheating? Is thinking about something cheating? Is dancing with somebody cheating? Is it, can we have a threesome? Can we not? Can we do all the things that whatever it is that you and your partner decide you guys are cool with, and sticking to that versus it being what we were always told, which is the moment you even like
step outside of your
anything, dancing with another guy or, anything could be looked at in a way, right?
Yeah.
Like nowadays, it's like liking someone's picture on Instagram is could be violating your partner, right? So anything that violates your partner.
It almost feels like if it violates your partner, it almost is like you aren't allowing them to express themselves and be themselves either.
Right. And the world's changed. We're in a different world. People communicate completely different. Everybody now has access to everybody.
Yeah.
Before it used to be like, okay, cool, I had to, meet this person or run into them here or see them at the mall or the game or whatever it was, school. But now it's like, the girl in some small town has access to the biggest celebrity in the world if she wants.
Exactly.
So I just think that things have changed a bit, but I think that the key to keeping the sanctity of your relationship is just knowing the boundaries and then being communicative about what you are and what you're not cool with.
Wow, it's the communication that's really a factor, because a lot of people don't even have that level of, I want to say maturity, but like even like emotional awareness to even have those kind of conversation.
Yeah.
And So do you feel like, because you just taught me something new about open monogamy, so that would be, did you ever read that book, The Ethical Slut?
No, I didn't.
I like it, but it talks about like the different types of relationships. So it's like polygamy, monogamy. But it talks about like when you want to be like open with your partner to have like these boundaries and these rules and just kind of like a respect level for them.
Right.
Um, but how does open monogamy compare to polygamy from what you've been learning in these conversations so
I
far?
mean, mind you, like I said, I learned this word last night.
Right. No, like you're teaching me right now.
Yeah,
I looking for a lesson.
I'm no expert, but I think polygamy is I'm subscribing to a lifestyle with multiple people. I
Okay.
think open monogamy is we're gonna create whatever is okay within our relationship, and we're not gonna violate each other, whatever that is. You know, if it is as strict as liking another girl's picture or dancing with a girl is cheating, then okay, now I understand that this is gonna be us if we're gonna go into this agreeing. If
Absolutely.
it's no, we can do this or we can do that, cool, whatever it might be. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Also, the song is not a a
It's
polygamy
not, but
song.
like for you, the hurt ear, like at first you like, oh
That's
no,
the
he's
thing. That's the thing.
tripping right
Once
now.
people settle down and stop listening through their past traumas, I think they'll be able to just one dissect it properly, but two just have fun and enjoy it. Because at the end of the day, it's it's not a song that's about saying. I think people are hearing it, and we knew this was going to happen. They're going to
Right.
hear it and
The
hear,
city
"I'm
boys,
cheating on you.
I'm
Deal with
like,
it."
yo.
Yeah, I'm cheating on you. Deal with it. But that's not what it is. The actual song when I was writing these verses was me talking about um, the fact that the same things that attracted you to me have now turned into the insecurities in the relationship.
Hmm.
So now you knew I was a fly guy. You knew I was the kind of guy that people liked, women liked, people like to be around. I had a charismatic personality. All the things that attracted you here that made you be like, oh, I like this guy, have now turned into the things that when I leave the house, because you're aware of that, bother you. So now it's created an insecurity, and now you think that I'm cheating on you.
Right, but that's not necessarily what's going on.
That's
And
not necessarily what's going on.
trust
But
me
then
enough
it gets
to know I'm going to communicate with you.
right. But then it gets to the part where the tough part is the chorus, where it's just like, and if for any reason I was to ever do something, because a lot of guys are wired like this after having conversations with men my whole life, is they didn't do that because of some lack of something that happened with you.
Right.
Whereas a lot of women, you hear that though, so which is interesting, which is why I think that there's
A
like
toxicity around it.
yeah, because we don't understand that about each other. And mind you, this isn't a rule of thumb thing. Obviously, there's exceptions to it all. There's some girls that do things for different reasons, some guys that do things for different reasons. But most of the time when you hear people talk, it's like women are like, hey, there was a lack of something, there was a void of something was wrong here, so I went out and I did whatever I did. Guys will have exactly what they want a lot of times. And
they're like, oh, okay.
so yeah, just right. So it was a conversation. It's just a conversation to be had. It's it's not a comfortable one, but I mean, who wants everything to be comfortable?
Comfortable. That's what I'm saying. And like, especially like we're adults and we have to start finding comfort in like the uncomfortability of these conversations. So even like the video, I'm not going to say anything because like the video tripped me up and I was like, okay, I like it. But even in those instances where you really have to like be in the moment of something that's bothering you with your partner or with anyone and take a step out of it and not like react, but to actually like communicate with your partner, like, is this what's going on right now? And it's hard when your ego is involved and your pride's involved. And when you love someone, it's like, I want everyone to go watch the video, so I don't want to say it, but it's like so easy for women to fall into that because of fear.
Yeah, it's really a song that talks a lot about the ego, because it's the male ego, but then it's also just your own ego within your relationship and what you feel like, how easy and fragile it is, and the extents you might go to. I might leave you because my ego is shattered here,
Yeah.
or I only went out and stepped out because I was trying to stroke my own ego.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many different ways to look at it. I know it's put in a very simple, chanty, easy to sing along.
It's a bop. Like, you know, like I've always been a fan of y'all. Like this song like really hits. And I hope that people can like hear the message of it. Cause it's like, I think the way it's written is like it's very artistic. Like you said, like at first you hear it and everyone's like, City Boys up 100 points. When you listen to it, it's like, oh no, you really like hitting on my ego right now.
Right. Yeah. Like so, I know in the second verse of the song, people say that I see people quoting the would you rather be in
a Corolla or in a foreign?
Or a foreign. And they completely skip over the next line where it's, would you rather cry in a Corolla or a foreign? I don't want to see you cry, but I recognize the signs I can't ignore them.
Right.
You know, it's this person is not, he's not that much of a dickhead, but he is being like, hey, look, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
You know? So anyway, sorry, go ahead.
It's always about like the intention behind what someone's saying, but based on like how it's perceived, right? But I wanted to ask you too, because you're saying it's like the ego of like in a relationship, because I almost like wanted to hear the person you're talking to respond. And if you could have like a woman do like a response song, who would like you envision being that person to sing it?
And I don't want to answer this question because I really hope it happens, and I don't want to offend any artist that wants to do it. Because we already knew that was gonna happen. We as soon as we made this song, we're like, girls are gonna want to say something back, and we're so open to it. I'm a fan of everybody, like from the SZAs and Summers to Janae's to, you know, whoever it might be, Bia, Doja, whoever. Like we invite it all. Like I'm a fan of everybody. I really want to hear the
Me
woman.
too. And if I could put his name in the hat, I would love to hear Jessie Reyez respond to this. I know her.
Wow.
I know she would come with something fire.
No, that's family. That's family. We're
absolutely. And then what was the song at the end of the video? Is that like something that's coming out? Wasn't familiar with that.
That is another record. We're alluding, we're building the story. So
it was so
it's a preview
beautiful
of where things end up, and that's why we put it there, because we're like, don't think this is like this is all you're getting. Like we're people that want to hear that the R&B that they claim they've been missing and wanting and feeling, and this album is jam-packed with that. We just had to start off with a bang and get everybody, you know, everyone's attention.
Got our attention for sure.
Get everybody talking and get everybody, you know, ready to really get into relationships and these conversations. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm excited to unveil what we've been planning.
Heck yeah. I didn't want to take up too much of your time because I know you've been doing press all day, but I'm really excited to hear this project. Are the videos all going to be like a movie too? Like, is it going to be a continuation?
Ideally, we are trying to roll this out as much of a story as possible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil too much or ruin too much, but
I'll be good.
That was chapter 1. We'll have fun with it.
Okay.
We're moving.
All right. I'm anxiously awaiting chapter 2, but I wanted to thank you so much. Something I usually do during my interviews is that I always ask artists affirmation that they tell themselves and a book that they recommend to my listeners.
Oh, wow. A book. What is the last book that I sat there and really enjoyed? The last book that I actually sat there and fully read was the autobiography of Jermaine Dupri, which is crazy.
Really?
He ended up in
the video. I saw him in the video too.
Yeah. No, he produced the record. He's all over the project. But yeah, that's the last book that I read. It's super inspiring. You guys should definitely check it out.
Absolutely.
And
an affirmation or just a motto that you go by in your life.
One thing that I know I found myself saying, and it came into play because of where I was when this music thing really happened for me, is right when you feel like you're ready to give up on things, like success is the step right after that. Success is always the next step. Because I was really at a place where I was like not gonna keep pursuing music right as it happened. And I just decided, all right, cool. We'll just throw these songs out on SoundCloud and we'll see what happens.
Wow. What were you
And
gonna do if you didn't do music?
oh man, nothing good. nothing good.
You don't need to get in your business. All that matters is we're in this timeline and you're in music. That's all that matters.
But yeah, just whenever you're ready to give up or you're just out of gas, just the next step is the one.
Absolutely. You gotta move in faith, not fear.